and welcome back to the advanced section of UnitB. As I mentioned in our last video, I wanted to take a few minutes and just talk about multiple worksheets within a workbook because it's so important. I think I've alluded to some of you in your responses already back for assignments that have been submitted that some of you are a little bit more advanced with Excel, and I want to make sure that you're getting the most out of this class. So I want you to take it to the next extreme. So next time you're doing your homework assignment, try doing it within one workbook, making multiple spreadsheets in the worksheets in the workbook. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. I'm also going to show you how to key things only once. And I'll take an example of a budget. If you think about a budget, you have several different categories that you may want to track. And what we can do is actually create different worksheets for each one. And if you remember when we looked at the first basics, I think I talked about the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 on the bottom here, identifying exactly where how many worksheets that you have. Remember, you can have like 255, I believe, worksheets. 2010, you can have quite a bit more. But let's look at that, because what I want to do is the first thing I always do when I start off is I rename them, because I want to rename them so that it makes sense, because sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 is going to get confusing. So I'm going to do a budget, and I'm going to do a budget for BCC, and I'm just going to say BCC 2011 budget, okay? And you notice what I did is I clicked on this sheet, and then I right-clicked, and then we have all the shortcut items, and I said rename. And I'm going to say January, right? And then I'm going to come to the next one, and I'm going to say February, rename. Or, oh, even better, let's go back and let's do it by department, even sounds better. So let's say accounting here. And then we have one, let's just say professional services. Services, okay, and we'll add one more. Now notice how I did that. I just clicked on this add insert worksheet. All I did was clicked on it. So I'm going to right click that, and I'm going to change that, and I'm going to say library. How's that? Okay, so we have 4 different worksheets. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to key in all of them at the same time. And what I want to do is actually set up the structure that I know is going to be the same on every sheet. So to do that, we actually select each worksheet. And to do that, you hold your shift key down and you click on the tab. Did you notice all my tabs change white? Okay, to get out of it, I'm just going to hit escape. Well, that didn't work. Shift click again, and that actually turns it off. So I'm sitting in the library tab now. If I click on personal services, I'm in the personal services. If I click in accounting, I'm just on the accounting worksheet. If I click on budget, I'm just on that one. You're like, I can't tell that you're on a different one. Well, you will in a minute, okay? So each different sheet is actually its own worksheet within the workbook. So to actually key on all of them at the same time, you select them all. So I'm going to hit BCC 211. I'm going to hold my shift key down, hit accounting. I'm going to hit professional services. And look at that, I got a typo in there. And library. Okay, so notice they're all white. So now what I can do is actually come up here and start typing. So I want to do a budget that goes, has a total and goes to January and on. So I'm going to type in the word January, and then I'm going to type in the word February. Okay, now if you remember from what we talked about in our first item, remember you don't have to key these, right? So if I highlight them and drag them out, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, right? And I drop it, it'll all fill it in for me. So I didn't have to do all that typing, right? All right, so the next thing I want to do is put a title on this. So I'm going to go over to A1, and I'm going to say 2011 Brunswick Community College budget. Okay. And I clicked out to accept it. And I want to make sure that this goes all the way across my entire page, right? So I'm going to click on home to get me back to my home directory, and I'm going to hit center, right? Because I want to center it. I'm going to merge and center it actually. And I want to make it a little bigger, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click on the bigger, and I'm going to keep going until I like it. That looks good. So I'm just kind of setting it up on here. So I'm going to select that. Now remember, when I'm doing this, it's actually changing it, and I'm double clicking to change my spacing here. And we're going to look at each one of the different ones in just a minute just to see what happened with there. Okay, so I'll click there. All right, so that looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right, so A5. If I click on A5, I'm just going to get some items. Now, I know this is a community college, but I'm thinking home. So mortgage rent. They might have mortgage rent. Maybe they got electricity bills, right? Maybe they have phone bills. Okay, so let's adjust those a little bit. What I wanted to mention to you, if you use a control tab, it doesn't work on this one. I was thinking it did. It went, control tab took me to another worksheet. Let me pop out of here. Back. Okay, so phone, shift tab. Okay, so we want to add a cell phone. I'm going to add a few spaces, cell phone, right? And cell phone, and then house. Office phone. How's that work? Okay. All right, so I've got some items in here. Looks like I got everything spelled right. We'll give it a little bit more space there. Okay, and now if I click outside of these, okay, what I wanted to show you is that each one of these has their own sheet now. Okay, they all have the same items on it. You're like, I didn't see that. Okay, I'm on BCC 2001 budget. Now I'm going to go to the accounting worksheet, and let's just add a line here and in there. I'm going to highlight that line, put my cursor in that line, right click, insert. This was covered in Unit A, right? Click on it, and I'm going to say accounting department. And I don't like where that is. Do you? Let's move it. Okay. Right click, cut, and I'm going to put it right here. Paste. Okay. If you went through your exercises, you know what I'm doing. That's a cut and a paste or a move, right? Okay, so I'm going to come back here and I'm going to highlight all this and I'm going to center it, merge and center. And we'll make it a little bit bigger, right? Accounting department. Oh, we can even get a little bit sophisticated with this, can't we? So we can change the color, right? Let's make it red. What does red mean? Red means fire. So you never want to use red in a numbers unless you really wanted to mean numbers, right? Let's make it, that looks better. All right, so we got accounting department here, and we can underline it. Okay, you see I'm playing here, right? Oh, wrong one. Didn't want to do that. Let's undo. There it goes. I wanted to underline, highlight, under. Remember, you select and do. So always select your text and then you apply. All right, so I've got the accounting department. Now, if I go over to professional department, guess what? It's not there. Library, it's not there. We got to key those, right? Easy way of doing it is just copy it because I've already got my formatting and all, right? So I can copy, right click, copy, and highlight the whole row and paste. And then all I have to do is change it for what my tab is. So instead of the accounting department, it's what? It's professional services, right? Okay, and then we can do the same thing for library. Now, notice what I did. I didn't put it in the clipboard, did I? Let's go back. Professional services. Let's right click, copy, and we'll do some copy special, I think, in the next section. So, and paste. And this one's for what? Library. Okay. All right, so now we have, on our first tab, we have Brunswick Community College budget, January through December, mortgage. Go to the accounting tab, January through December, mortgage through the office. We click on the professional tab, professional services, and if I click on the library, I can now start keying, right? So maybe accounting mortgage this month was 500, and maybe it's 500 for the whole time period, right? The mortgage doesn't change on there, but our electricity bill does. Maybe the first month it was 154, then it was 170, then it was 200. And let me just fill some numbers in here. Oh, it was cheap that month, wasn't it? 30 and 200. Oh, it gets higher in the summertime. 250, 300. September it went down. October it went down. November, oh, it went down some more. In December, oh, it went way up because it was cold, right? Okay, so I just wanted to show you how that worked. We could add a total column in here on there and do a sum, right? And that would give our amount. Okay, but what's wrong with my spreadsheet? Really, what's wrong with it? Okay, aren't we doing dollar amounts? Okay, so you want to make sure that you calculate those, or not calculate them, but actually just show them as a dollar amount. So I'm going to go up here and just click on dollar amount. Okay, and easily and quickly did that. Now, another way to do that is to click on your down arrow and you'll see the currency, accounting, and so on. So, in any case, that's how you create a multiple spreadsheets within a workbook, and an easy way of actually doing the same thing on each one at the same time rather than going to each individual worksheet. So hope that helps you out some. Let me know if you need anything else on this. We'll be working with multiple spreadsheets as we get further in on the class. But for those of you that are already familiar with Excel, please try to do your homework assignments in one workbook. Try it out and see how it works. Talk to you again next week. Bye.